Asian community and Middle Eastern communities. And I don't know what is in the Middle Eastern and Asian community that brings it out, but those are three cultures that meet on that night that don't meet any other time of the year in the way that they do. So I'm very proud of that. So my attack happened on Halloween day at noon. He got in front of the story by running over and pleading guilty when I fought back. And I want you to know from me to you, I fought back like a son of a bitch. He walked out of here hurt. I had a fractured skull and a broken arm, but he walked out of here hurt. That's who's in this chair.
Wonderful.
So yeah. So
I don't want you to relive it. I'm trying to.
yeah.
But I do want you to understand that I understand.
Yeah, I get that. So he got in front of the story, then he got off because he was in front of the story, and then nothing happened until 18 when he then got in front of the story again, but I had a gag order because it's a trial in Canada, and I couldn't come out. I was the only witness they had. And in the intervening years between 2001 and his arrest in 18, he never let up on me. Not for one day. So I would be performing. I did an awful lot of shows for Casey House. I raised $6.2 million for Casey House. And I would be on stage and I would see him in the audience. Now, let's take that with a grain of salt, because if you ask me when was the last time I saw him, I saw him 2 weeks ago on Yonge Street. But you and I both know he's in jail. So I was always running from a demon that may or may not have existed, but many times it was actually him for 17 years, and I couldn't get anyone to hear me. So within all of that, I still wanted to be this. I still wanted to be fabulous. I still wanted to be out and loud and proud and a peacock and have all the fun I could have playing out at the world. So I had to go on.
Well, you know, Mark, it's rather strange. I wanted to say this here because me and you will understand this, and a lot of the people in the gay community will understand it. First of all, most people who would think of you, okay, you're a stripper. You're openly admitted that you like men, and every now and then you like some company of men. And then two, this is this eccentric world that people might not understand all of this. And the mere fact that you're outspoken. So now you have 5 or 6 things that might make people think, like you said earlier, that maybe you're a little crazy or you're mentally ill in some sense. But I understand the fight. The fight, when you said that, you said it with, he's not gonna get me. Because you knew.
I knew he wasn't going to get me. Katharine Hepburn says, in this battle between me and the world, I'm going to win. And that was what I'd say every day. I knew he was out there. But you also know, from being a black man and a gay man, and you know, that the first thing the system does is discredit us. And that's where I'm really angry, that I was dismissed. I was sexualized. And in 2018, when all of the men came up missing and dead in the media, they were sexualized over and over and over and over again, not looking at the other similarities that they had, but the media just took the most salacious ones. And in every story had to say they had ties to the gay community. I was walking down the street on Halloween. If that's ties to the gay community, that was purely location. So I think when you have something to say, and I won't let you say it because I'm judging you by your skin color, your religion, your sexuality, or something about you that's of who you are, there's a pain inside of you when you can't get it out and they won't let you. And I think when George Floyd was killed and we saw America erupt, some part of me was thinking, finally, these people, you know, are...
Well, you know, the good thing about all of this, you said it earlier when I was getting ready, that this pandemic leveled the playing field. It changed the whole dynamics of this game. So a lot of these people who did these really bad things for a very long time, with acting like they had good intentions, are now getting their just desserts, in a sense.
Yeah. I say a lot of stuff, so if I said that, I probably did. Like I'm busted. But all I can tell you for me is, after the killer's arrest, casting in Toronto, film and television, it was over. It's absolutely over. I think with my experience in raising money for Casey House, and Princess Di came to visit me at work, and I think I should have been a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm perfect, but
You are perfect for that.
But they picked some guy that, who the hell was that other judge? I'm like, he's not even from our community. And anyways,
Well, you know, sometimes people go with the easiest things.
Yeah.
They go with the easiest things. They don't see the whole outlook of the show. That's why Canada's Drag Race is struggling right now to even try to produce any real sort of worthwhile episodes, is because they don't have the right people on the judges panel, none of them, and they don't have the right people in the show.
Yeah, casting, like I wanted to be on Big Brother Canada, but they won't touch me either. No one's gonna touch me. So
Well,
what it did for me when COVID came along was suddenly every actor was shelved. So I was in good company. I was shelved because of somebody else killed a bunch of people. That's a rotten reason to shelve me. And I think casting in Toronto should be ashamed of themselves. They're wrong. I'm a talented actor. But they don't want me. That's fine. So where do I go next? First thing I did was open an OnlyFans. And you know what? I banked it. I made as a working actor from 2018 to now, I made a total of $400. So I took the only open door, and the media had sexualized me beyond anything. So I just opened that door and went in.
Well, you know, sometimes it's good to be just straight out open and honest.
I love being honest. I love being honest.
Because sometimes they just need that. That way, they can't go any further. They can't go any left or right because you said it already.
Yeah.
So they can't. It has no weight to it.
I have talent in that I'm a survivor. I bounce. I always say Joan Rivers lives on this shoulder and Jane Mansfield lives on this shoulder, and both of them said bounce. It's if that's what's gonna sell the tickets, sexualize yourself then. You don't say no in an improv.